Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Teemu Birkstedt. I'm the founder of the company Bigdatapump, and I have today a privilege with me to be telling you a very interesting customer story about the Aller Media Finland and the super rich customer profiles together with Kristina. So.
Yes. Hello, so I'm not Laura as introduced, but Kristina. I'm head of Insight and Analytics, and we are here to tell about the story how we built new data business, and Bigdatapump was our data technology partner.
Okay, yeah. Well, how we are gonna today talk this through? We will have a bit dialogue, asking questions back and forth, and through that telling you the story that what's the Aller data solution called Refinery is all about. So today we are talking about the Aller Refinery. Kristina, what practically is the Aller Refinery in a nutshell?
Yes. Okay. So data refinery in a nutshell is a way it's a data service for our customers, advertisers, where we're making our customers' data smart and actionable. So what we have built is we have fused together offline and online data. Then we have built a data platform and an analytics platform to help to provide the advanced analytics for our customers. So where we are actually using this, we're helping to solve our customers' problems, how to make marketing more efficient, how to make more sales. And then I would like you to, Teemu, tell more about the technical side.
Yeah. So I think it's anyway, when you think about this kind of a solution, it's the core, of course, is on the technology, that how to make a right kind of a technology setup. I think in the essence, of course, it's all about the building a cloud-based platform that is having those core capabilities that is first of all practically a real-time platform, and that is, I think, the first thing. So we've been using the real-time data pipelines to build a real-time cloud-based platform. On the other hand, the architecture needs to be such way open that when you continuously develop it, you can add on, kind of scale it, but on the other hand, it's from the beginning, its architecture is done very kind of a scaled way. We have been using one of the two leading data analytics cloud platform for that solution for Aller, and I think how we've been together doing it, we've been having a big picture in mind constantly, but at the same time having a very quick incremental approach for the architecture.
So a little bit about the data that we have used together. So we have a CRM platform of 3 million people that we have been working with over 10 years and making forecasting models. So that's the offline part from our base. Then we host Suomi24, which is the biggest social network besides Facebook, where people are talking weekly, 1.4 million users. So we get 60 million different profiles that we're constantly updating, and we have fused these together using our own ID. And then we have also combined, we have built this together with our different partners. MTV3, which is a big TV channel in Finland, fused their data with us, which was really good because we got totally different kind of audiences. We have the social talking from our point of view, and then we got the MTV3, which is more about entertainment and news sections. So in combination with that, we also gather and enrich our customers' data. So not only we use our data, but we can gather atomic event-based data for our customers from online.
Okay. So that's overall in a nutshell the Aller Refinery. Where did it all start from? You are traditional media company with a strong leg on the newspapers and all that, so magazine side. So how it all started?
Yeah, so after 2008, we've been for years thinking about the problem that we are facing in magazine industry. Circulations are going down, the advertising euros were going into digital. So we had to find a new business areas. We need to find how we can actually keep our own business afloat, but also build new business. So we look at our own core competencies and we realize that we have a huge data asset. We know quite a lot about our customers. Then we had Suomi24, so we had a lot of online behavior, digital behavior gathered. Then we realized that also because we are a publishing company, so we have really good assets in content creation. And also because one of the magazines that we have is something similar to Say or Her, so it's about gossip. So it's a magazine that everybody says that they don't read, but everybody knows it. So we have been using predictive analytics to find those people who, although they don't want to say publicly they read the magazine, they still order it. So we realized that these are the assets that we have, predictive analytics, a lot of data assets and content production. So we thought that how could we put these assets together? And we started talking with our customers and we got a feedback. What is the need from the marketplace? And quite soon we were actually already looking for a data partner or technology partner. We found Bigdatapump and we started building and we took huge risks. We just started making a minimal viable product with a small set of features. And we introduced that to the market, and the customers were excited. So ever since, and that's 1 year ago, we've been starting to build and more features and more different possibilities to use with the data set.
Yeah.
But I would like you to comment on how this process was for you as a vendor, because we have had really close cooperation, and it's not a typical vendor relation.
Yeah, I think this requires a kind of a, first of all, a good vision from the customer's side and to be shared together, and then there's a huge amount of the trust involved in this kind of working cooperation. So I think it's something that maybe the traditional, if you take just the traditional companies, how they think about the customer and vendor approach, this is more like that how you have approached the world, and this is that you've been more like building a ecosystem, and then everybody is accountable on their share of it. And I think it's in line what we tend to do. We tend to take the analytical challenges from our customer, help them to figure it out and get it to the end. So in that sense, it's perfectly in line, but it's of course very demanding, because you are always accountable as a vendor for the end results. Because if we don't get the money, if we don't get it profitable, I think we all together understand that it's not something that we will continue in the long term.
Yeah, I think one of the key issues here is that we started from the very beginning. This was a business case for us. So we've been counting the money and also as an investment, but how much actually in return we have got. And of course, we wouldn't have continued if we didn't have a positive business case. And this has actually proven to open up a totally new business area for us. But it's also helping with our current business.
Yeah, I think then typically people start to ask when you go for this kind of business that there are big players already in the business. Not naming all of them, but there's a lot of happening on the business. So where's your kind of a uniqueness on this?
I think our uniqueness is that we have such a large data set and understanding about Finnish and Nordic people, because we are a Nordic company. So when we are talking about the global giants, I think we have the local knowledge. But we are not only serving as a technology or data analytics, but we are also providing consultancy. We are also providing content services, the process of how to actually improve your marketing, your sales. We are providing you telesales or email leads. So I think that because we are local and we know our customers really well, but we are not only bringing the digital side, but also the offline world to play. So I think those are some of the our advantages.
Yeah, I think what I've been seeing is that this kind of a building that bridge that the organizations don't have necessarily competencies to use the existing tools, and you are bringing that service element, but also then, as you are bringing, like you said, online offline combining. I think that's super strong.
Yeah,
I think, and I think one very important thing what I've been seeing on this is the right hand side here, the privacy by design. So that it's the trust is also towards your B2B customers. It's super important that you are treating very carefully your customer data.
Yes, it's even more important than ever because of the new legislation that is coming. But I also would like to add to the previous that I think one of the key issues is that we see that all of the marketing and sales activities are not one-offs. They're not one campaign, but rather a process that we try to take our customers through. So what is the starting point could be from one campaign, but we're trying to introduce a new way of actually working and constantly learning from the data and the what we see, the insights from the data in order to improve and go further. And I think this constant development is one of the key issues on how you develop.
Yeah, I think now knowing the uniqueness, knowing what the core of the Aller Refinery. So what are the keys when you start to implement this kind of a service? What you just described. What are the key success factors, key points, how to make it working in practice, the execution part?
Yeah. Okay. So we are talking about data, and we are traditional publisher. So I think that data has to be high in the priority of the top management. It has to be in the strategy, because otherwise, if you don't have that, you don't have the mandate to move. But also that when you're building data teams, as we did, we learned that we have to have a cross-functional team, so people from all of the organization, rather than one place, because you need the cooperation, you need different kind of knowledge and understanding, because we are not only building new, but we are developing our current business at the same time. Then I think also one important issue is to constantly communicate and share the information and the results you're getting to everybody, not only to the team who's building, but that's the way how you actually involve also those who are not being in this new business, because otherwise you get too much of silos between the new and the old. And of course, I think one of the key issues is not to try to do everything yourself. So find a new good partners. We have found data partners, technology partners. We have also analytics partners. We have different organizations working with us. Because we believe that we have our core competencies that we are concentrating, and then for everything else we find the best possible organizations to work with us. And this is actually, I would like you to hear from you, that what did you learn from working with us in this data refinery?
Yeah, I think it comes a bit back to what I said, that the kind of critical factors in this process is the kind of a trust and doing the working mode, because I think we typically work always with this kind of a incremental approach, building something viable first and then building on top of that. But I think it was even more exciting when the customer was into that process, that you were about to build something that you would immediately to be able to monetize, and we needed to get it to even to the next level, not just our share, but together with you, get it to the sales and get it to the results, and not after 1 year or not after 6 months, but after every month practically. You need to earn the next month and so on. So I think that was even though you had that North Star where you go and still every month practically getting it forward and earning the money.
And actually, I think that's also one very important thing, that everything that we have done is based on what we heard from our customers. So this based on the customer needs that we are building, and even now when we are moving into next level, it's always a business case. So customers come to us to tell what they want, and then we are reviewing and seeing what we're going to build next, which will also, of course, be helpful for other cases. But I think the last thing I would have to say is that especially if you're trying to transform your business, and we all know that the legacy systems might be quite heavy. You have to start thinking like a startup mentality, and you have to forget everything that you're doing now and start to just build from the scratch, and you have to take risks. And that's how we started, and luckily the risks paid off. But I think those are the major issues that when you try to actually transform yourself, and what we have done with Data Refinery is that we have actually set it up as a separate business unit, because if it's treated as the traditional, you wouldn't be able to fly with it.
Yeah. Okay, but the final thing, we are today here in Sweden, Stockholm, not in Finland. We've been developing the digital services in Finland. What is your view related to that?
Yeah. So of course we work from Finland, but Aller Media is a Scandinavian company. So we're actually building Nordic capabilities, and we have started from Finland, but we are now working with the other Nordic countries as well, because we want to serve our international customers.